Victor Serebrny, researcher, professor of Johns Hopkins University. He is with us today. Hello, guys. Sorry for being late. I was just processing the data that I received as a result of the survey that I did here at our department. Yes, let's talk about Vladimir Putin. And you, as a neurologist, wanted to comment on Putin's yesterday's speech. What did you notice? Well, me, whatever. I'm not such a great neurologist. I would say this. I sent the video and the stream itself of Putin's Valdai conference speech. I sent it to 3 people from our department, and I received 2 replies from 2 of them. One person, not telling names, neuropsychologist, he understands different pathologists very well, and he makes diagnoses watching videos. And another person is a legendary old professor. He is a key doctor of King's family of Saudi Arabia, and he was treating the king who had a stroke, and the king died in 2005. So therefore, I got answers from them when we were just about to be with you on this stream with Graham, and I'm ready to tell you what they told me. Please tell us. I will tell you right away that both of them, they don't understand Russian and they don't speak Russian, and it's very important because when we talk about the Russian president, we always emotionally react on what he is saying. We either feel hatred or indignation or satisfaction, and these people looked at his behavior, his psychosomatics, his movements, mannerism, how confident he is, and they noticed some trifles that are not noticeable for an average person, because they are experts, and lately during the COVID time they've done a lot of teleconferences where they had to make diagnoses remotely. These people are independent and they're not biased. And I asked them 3 questions. Question 1. General condition of the person, the Putin. Is he a candidate for a sudden death? And the answer was no. This is a person that is in somatic frame of his age. He's over 70. That's one thing. Secondly, all his reflexes are intact. He can be ironic. He has all the psychosomatics that he's supposed to have, and it's not a fading person that can leave us at any point. Of course, there is no guarantee that tomorrow he's not going to be hit with a chair on his head, or he's not going to have a massive myocardial infarction with a heart break and a sudden death, like it happens with embolic occlusion when a small blood clot could travel up the pulmonary artery. We can't tell that, but to say that this is a dying person, we can't say that. That's first. Secondly, it's about his character. When people say he's a cornered rat, that he is scared, that he is insane, that he is sick, and again, the answer is not. He is not. It's just not. And the reason that I called for top experts, independent experts, because I personally watched the last 20 minutes of his speech and the last questions that he was asked by Fyodor Lukyanov. And before I never watched it, and so I absolutely agree with my colleagues that we don't see any severe disease that is obvious that could cause an immediate death. or cause some severe conditions. So, and people who don't understand, who don't speak Russian, don't understand what he is saying, these people say that this is a person who is absolutely confident in what he is saying. He thinks that he's a messiah, as our main professor said. He said that person feels he has a mission, and it actually correlates with all those judgments that Alexei Venediktov expressed here in one of your streams. He said that Putin believes in what he is doing. He feels as a messiah. He thinks that he is Russia. In his understanding, his success is success of Russia. And this person in no way is going to give up. He is not going to negotiate on easy terms with anybody. And all these different scams that he comes up with, he does it with a grin. And what else people told me? That this person, Putin, doesn't like people. He has a very high self-esteem, and he is absolutely sure in his righteousness. And one very interesting conclusion was made by one of our professors. The surest thing that can be done to protect yourself from such people like him is to ignore, to neglect such people. Just think about it. But what we do it on the contrary. It's like this Fyodor in Kashtanka story, when he throws a piece of meat on a string and then pulls it out when the dog swallows it. So what happens? Putin throws there some news topics, and then 150 channels are sucking on those news. And this is exactly what he needs. He is trying to find a weak spot in people, and he is trying to rock the situation by using weaknesses. For him, the worst thing would be a total neglect. But that's impossible, because Russian media promotes him a lot, and former Soviet states are doing the same. And the last question that I asked these people, and the question is very simple: can Putin use nuclear weapons? And the answer was yes, he can. He can try. Especially if he is really insulted, if he feels really insulted. Right now he's just playing cat and mouse. But if he is really insulted, he feels really insulted, and he feels that his chances to make provocations and to swindle people, and he's not making any progress on that, then he may begin to think about using nuclear weapons for sure, which is really unpleasant. And I add one more thing. Do you remember his yesterday's speech? He said that he asked Shoigu, Minister of Defense, to call everyone and tell everyone that Ukraine has a dirty bomb. Don't you understand that Ukraine doesn't have any dirty bomb? And he knows that. But for him, it's very important to create tensions all the time. And the last thing I would like to say, that he is in much better shape and much more dangerous than many experts say, trying to underestimate his capabilities, trying to get more likes by telling how horrible, how terrible he is, and how half dead he is. And it's not like that at all. That's why this should be taken very seriously. Thank you very much for the survey. Victor Serebrny, professor of Johns Hopkins University. He was together with us, and he did this survey among his colleagues, among professors of the university. And these are the conclusions that they made. Thank you very much for this survey, and we'll see you again here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Goodbye.